Here is your Wrestling Zone 1 script fully loaded, no mercy. WWE SmackDown the 15th of May 2026. The Empire Strikes Back. Cold open, no music, no intro, straight fire. They gave Gunther the title back. Let that sink in. After everything, after every promo, every war, every moment Cody Rhodes bled for that company, WWE looked at the landscape, looked at their golden American nightmare, and said, nah. And if you watched SmackDown on the 15th of May 2026, and you still think WWE Creative knows what they are doing, I need you to sit down, buckle up, and watch every single second of this video. Because what happened in that arena was either the greatest long-term storytelling WWE has produced in a decade, or it was the most insulting piece of booking we have ever witnessed. And by the end of this script, you are going to tell me which one it is. Segment 1 set the stage. SmackDown, the 15th of May. The card was announced and the internet went nuclear. Cody Rhodes vs. Gunther, undisputed WWE Championship. Not at a premium live event. Not at SummerSlam. Not on the WrestleMania stage with 80,000 people losing their minds. On a Thursday night SmackDown. On free television. And that right there should have told every single one of us exactly what WWE was planning. Because here's the thing about WWE in 2026, they do not give you dream matches on free TV unless they want to control the result without the blowback of a stadium full of paying customers. They put the big matches on the big stages when they want the crowd to celebrate. They put them on SmackDown when they want to pull the rug out from under you and have nowhere to hide. Trivia Stop 1. Drop your answer in the comments. How many times has Cody Rhodes held the undisputed WWE Championship since winning it at WrestleMania 40, and do you think he deserved every single one of those reigns, or has creative fumbled his character since that iconic WrestleMania moment? Comment right now. Segment 2. The match breakdown. The match itself, let me tell you something. Let me be very clear. That was a 38-minute war. 38 minutes on SmackDown, which, if you know anything about television wrestling, is practically unheard of. WWE does not give you 38 minutes on free TV unless they believe in what's happening inside that ring. And Cody and Gunther, they believed. Every chop, every crossroads attempt, every sleeper hold that made you hold your breath like it was 1998 and Steve Austin was about to pass out. Gunther came out in that ring looking like a man who had been personally insulted by the concept of Cody Rhodes existing. The ring general does not do emotion. He does not do crowd pleasing. He does not care if you love him or hate him. He walks to that ring like he owns the planet, and for 38 minutes on the 15th of May he owned that planet completely. Cody, God bless him, was everything the American nightmare is supposed to be. He sold. He fired back. He got the crowd on their feet 4 separate times with near-fall sequences that had the arena absolutely losing their collective minds. The figure 4 on Gunther near the ropes. The crossroads countered into the sleeper. The ref bump, yes, there was a ref bump, and we will get to that, and the final sequence that had everyone in that building standing on their chairs. Trivia Stop 2. Gunther's sleeper hold has put away some of the biggest names in WWE. Name 3 opponents Gunther has defeated with that hold on the main roster, and tell me in the comments if you think it's the most credible submission finisher in WWE today. Segment 3. The controversy. Now, here is where I stop being a calm, measured wrestling analyst and become the furious fan that I actually am. The finish. They did a screwy finish on a SmackDown Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther, 2 of the most credible, most respected performers on the entire WWE roster, and they gave us a screwy finish. A ref bump, outside interference from a returning faction member, and before you say anything in the comments, yes, it sets up a future match, yes, it protects both men, yes, I understand the logic, and I am telling you that logic is wrong. Do you know why it's wrong? Because Cody Rhodes is not a character who should be caught in screwy finish loops. Cody Rhodes finished his story. Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns. And every time you book him into a non-finish situation, every time you pull the title off him or keep it away from him with smoke and mirrors, you are eroding the most valuable babyface character WWE has built since John Cena walked away from full-time competition. Trivia Stop 3. Since WrestleMania 40, how many clean, decisive finishes has Cody Rhodes had in his major championship matches? Count them up and tell me in the comments if you think WWE is protecting his character or burying his momentum with indecisive booking. Segment 4. Gunther's reign of terror. But let's talk about the man on the other side of this. Let's talk about Gunther, because if there is one thing I will not do on this channel, it is disrespect what that man has built. Gunther Thalhammer is the single most legitimately dominant champion professional wrestling has seen in 20 years. His Intercontinental Championship reign was a masterpiece of old-school wrestling philosophy in a modern era. Every defense, every challenger, every brutal, suffocating match that made you believe championships actually meant something. And now on the main event scene he has taken that same aura, that same suffocating, terrifying presence, and he has applied it to the undisputed championship picture, and the result is a WWE product that actually feels dangerous again. Matches with Gunther feel like something is at stake, and that is a gift. That is a rare gift in 2026 pro wrestling. Trivia Stop 4. What is the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in WWE history, and does Gunther hold the record? Drop your answer and tell me if you think Gunther's icy reign was better for his character than his current main event push. Segment 5. The storytelling debate. Here is the argument the WWE defenders are going to make, and I want to address it directly because I respect this audience too much to pretend the counter-argument doesn't exist. The argument is this: WWE is playing chess, not checkers. The screwy finish exists to set up a Hell in a Cell match, or a stipulation match at the next premium live event, where the story pays off clean. Gunther gets his heat, Cody gets his revenge. The match they have in the blow-off is 4 stars minimum, and the crowd goes home happy. That is a legitimate argument. I have made that argument myself. I have defended WWE creative with that argument on this channel more times than I care to admit. But here is my problem with it. In 2026 specifically, WWE has been using that argument as a shield for 3 straight years. Every time the booking feels wrong, every time the finish feels cheap, every time the momentum feels artificially stunted, the answer is always wait for the payoff. And sometimes the payoff comes, and sometimes you wait 6 months for a payoff that never arrives, and the character who was supposed to be elevated is somehow less over than they were before the feud started. That is not chess. That is not long-term storytelling. That is creative teams making it up as they go and asking for patience they have not always earned. Trivia Stop 5. Name one WWE feud in the last 5 years that started with screwy, indecisive booking and actually delivered a satisfying, clean, emotionally resonant payoff. Just one. Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to see if you can. Segment 6. The crowd reaction that said everything. Let me tell you what the SmackDown crowd did after that finish. Because the crowd is always the most honest voice in professional wrestling. You cannot fake 15,000 people. You cannot edit the sound of a live arena. They booed, not the villain. They booed the booking. There is a sound that wrestling crowds make when they are genuinely entertained and surprised, a roar that builds and peaks and leaves you with chills. And there is a completely different sound they make when they feel cheated. When they feel like the hours they invested in this story, the tickets they bought, the emotion they gave was not respected. The 15th of May SmackDown got the second sound, and WWE needs to understand what that means. Trivia Stop 6. What was the last WWE event where you personally felt genuinely cheated by the booking, not just disappointed, but actually cheated? Tell me the event, tell me the moment, and tell me if you stayed a fan afterward. Segment 7. What happens next? So where does this go? Here is what I think. Here is my prediction, and I want yours in the comments. The interference that caused the screwy finish is going to force WWE's hand into a stipulation rematch. My money is on a steel cage, a last man standing, or if WWE is feeling bold, a Hell in a Cell that actually means something for the first time since they brought the Cell back as a premium live event gimmick. In that rematch, one of two things happens. Either Cody Rhodes gets his definitive, clean, undeniable championship victory, the kind that erases every question mark, that silences every critic, that sends arenas into the kind of eruption you remember for the rest of your life. Or, and I say this with genuine dread, Gunther wins again. Cody's character takes another step backward, and we spend 6 more months asking when the American Nightmare gets to wake up and win. Trivia Stop 7. Right now, predict the outcome of the Cody Rhodes vs Gunther rematch. Who wins? What's the stipulation? What's the finish? Drop your full prediction in the comments. Best prediction gets pinned. Segment 8. The verdict. Here is my final verdict on WWE SmackDown, the 15th of May 2026. The match was a 5-star television classic. No argument. No asterisk. 38 minutes of two masters performing at the absolute peak of their craft on free television. If you did not watch it live, go watch it right now. The in-ring product was everything professional wrestling is supposed to be. The booking was a question mark that I refuse to give the benefit of the doubt to until WWE proves it deserves that trust. The screwy finish, the interference, the non-clean result, these are not automatically bad things. But in the context of Cody Rhodes' character, in the context of what that championship represents, in the context of an audience that has been patient and loyal and passionate, you owe them better than another chapter of wait and see. WWE is sitting on two of the most compelling characters in professional wrestling. Gunther the Unstoppable Empire, Cody the American Dream made flesh. The story writes itself. The emotion is already there. The crowd is already invested. All WWE has to do is trust it. All they have to do is let it breathe. All they have to do is pull the trigger when the moment is right and make it count. Closing CTA full force. If this video made you feel something, if you're fired up, if you're furious, if you're excited, if you disagree with every single word I just said, then you already know what to do. Smash that like button until your thumb goes numb. This video took hours to build and it costs you nothing to hit that button and help this channel reach every wrestling fan who deserves to hear this conversation. Share this video with every wrestling fan in your life, your group chats, your wrestling Discord, your Twitter feed, your cousin who still watches Raw on Monday nights. Let them in on this. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 because this channel does not do filler. We do not do fluff. Every single video on this channel is built for the fan who loves this business too much to accept mediocrity. If that's you belong here. And most importantly, get in the comments. Right now, I want your predictions. I want your hot takes. I want to know if you think WWE is booking a masterpiece or destroying a legend. I want to know your Gunther vs. Cody dream match stipulation. I want to know the moment you became a wrestling fan and why you're still here after everything this industry has put you through. Because that's what this channel is. Not just a YouTube page. A community of people who love this art form too much to let it go no matter how many times it breaks our hearts. Wrestling Zone 1. We don't just watch wrestling. We live it. Drop your comments. The war continues below.